Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Got a little bit of irrigating in the alfalfa to get finished up today. Got to get this quad loaded up right now, so here we go. Alright, got it in the truck. Ramps didn't come out from underneath me, so that's a good thing. Oh, gotta watch it. Got these sprinklers going here in the back. Gonna get it strapped down. Gonna get it strapped down here. When I put this toolbox in, this weather guard right here, I had these little cleats that were up underneath the bed down in there, and they weren't going to be usable. So what I did was just unbolted them and put them right here on the side of the truck so I could tie this quad down a little bit easier, leave a little bit of space in between where the quad is and the toolbox so I can still open this up and get to my tools. Sprinkler just got the camera wet. Ridiculous. All right, we got that quad loaded up. Got it in the back. Now we're going out to check the water. This alfalfa we got here, this is first year alfalfa. It's gonna be the first cutting here in another week and a half or so. We planted this last October of 2024. Got a couple irrigations on it after we got the seed on the ground, and started to sprout up a little bit. So this piece of ground here was an orchard, almond orchard, before it had this alfalfa on it, and sat fallow for a year or two, and we finally got it planted up here. It's been a little bit slow growing at first. We've so since this was an orchard before, what's fairly common to do around here when an orchard reaches its full life and is ready to be taken out, when it's just not producing anymore, they bring in a giant grinder in an excavator. It's either like a tub grinder or a, hold on, got a phone call coming in. All right. So anyways, either a tub grinder or another big kind of grinder. I don't know what the other one they call it, but and anyway, so they spread the wood chips after that. After they get everything shredded in a pile, they bring in spreader trailers and they spread the wood chips across the field. And this is our first year of farming this field here. So the people who did it before, I really don't know who it was, and they did a terrible job of spreading things around. You know, the best thing you could do is to spread it real evenly across the whole field, and they just piled it up all in one section of the field and just made a mess, and we had a hard time getting the wood chips worked under. And when you do that, it overall is, you know, I think pretty good for the soil to get those wood chips incorporated back in, but it does kind of tie your nitrogen up. So we went through and spread some granule nitrogen on this field to break down those wood chips and kind of help the alfalfa out here, because it was having a real hard time taking off. And even after we did get the wood chips worked in pretty good, we had a really hard time getting it to take off. But you know, we've got I think this is the 3rd irrigation here on it of 2025, and it's actually starting to, I think, make a turn for the better here, starting to look halfway decent. We also spread some granule fertilizer on it here one time this year. So this was the check that I just finished here a little bit ago. Got water right out to the end here, looks pretty good. Got to be real careful not to put too much water on. This place has real pretty sandy ground. I think they call it like alluvial sands, so it should grow really nice alfalfa, but you know, it takes the water pretty quick. But you got to be careful you don't over irrigate either. So I guess we'll get out and go on a little walkabout here. So this place here is this check I just finished has got oh, better grab the shovel, because exactly what I was about to start explaining. It's got a pretty big drop off right here. It goes to the neighbor's field. So sometimes we'll get gophers that dig across this road, and you end up with water going on to the neighbor's side, which isn't the best. You want to try keep your water on your field if you can. So I'll show you right here why these suckers, I never take a break. Yesterday when I had the water right over there on that check, has two head gates right here, a 24 and a 16. And with this alfalfa being grown up quite a bit now, it makes a lot of back pressure on the field, wants to hold the water back. And so I've had water kind of backing up a little bit higher than what I had in the past, since this stuff's starting to grow and get kind of thick. And so yesterday, this is what I was dealing with. Washed out. Got some trenches right here where it was underneath. See all my tire tracks there. I actually just found where the trench was at. I backed my truck in the trench, my back tires, and did a little bit of a brake stand and just started turning up dirt with those back tires to get down to where the tunnel was, because it was starting to be too much digging. And once I had it all dug out pretty good with my tires, I kicked the dirt back in the hole and started backing over it with the front end, and getting it all packed back in. So that one's done. But I guess I better stop talking here and get back to, or get to shoveling on this current leak that I have. I actually never had one on this check before, so we'll see if we can find it. So when you got a leak like this under a wide road like this, probably the best thing to do is to see if you can stop the leak where it's entering the gopher tunnel at, which would be over here. But this alfalfa is pretty thick, as you can see. So I don't know that I'm gonna find it, so I think I'm just gonna try to stomp it in from the other side here, and see if I can get it to stop. It doesn't look like it's flowing too awful much. Not like the ones I had yesterday where I had the water pressure right where the hole was at. This one is just, this is the end of the field. Water comes in from way over there. So the head gates are way up. I don't know if you can see that standpipe over there, but they're way over there. And so this is just the end water. It doesn't have the most amount of pressure ever, but we'll try to get this thing stopped here. So what I tried to do there is just get that dirt loosened up a little bit with my shovel so I can start stomping it in. And the ground's real spongy as I step, so I know there's quite a bit of water under there. So I'm gonna have to do a little bit more here. Looks like I actually found the tunnel up here higher in the hill, right here, where it's coming into neighbors. So try to get this digged out. Dug out, hello. Real good. Dust on the camera. Well, that's it right there. I think I about got it. We'll see here in another 5 minutes or so if it starts leaking again. But until then, better go check the water in this other check. Beautiful day, sun shining. And never give up. All right, so here's the levee right here. I don't know if you guys can see that on the camera. It's a little bit higher. That's where our levee's at. And I guess you can kind of tell on this, but right over here, where it's a little bit kind of darker, a little taller, right there. And you can kind of see it going that way too. Is actually the old layout of the orchard. We don't know why. We've talked to our PCA about it and we don't really know why. But the alfalfa grew better in the spots where there was an almond tree that used to be planted. We're not exactly sure why that is. Kind of crazy really, but you could see exactly how this orchard used to be laid out. Like right here, I'd be in the middle of a row, in between a row. Right here, I'd be right in a row. And we did some scraping out here to level this, and we ripped it really good. Did all our groundwork correctly, and had our PCA come out with a probe and test the compaction to see if it was, you know, possibly softer in the spots where those old trees used to be, and it wasn't. everything was the same, which is, you know, good, because that means it got ripped ripped all the same and ripped good. So I don't know why that is. It's about the craziest thing, but yeah, you can see how things used to be laid out here. And actually, you know, back in the day, this place used to be a oh, there's water right there. We're in the water. So this check, it irrigates from up by that building over there. That's where the head gates are. And it runs usually down. This kind of runs on an angle here. You see where the truck's at, the longer side of it. And so it runs out to this shorter side first, and then it starts pushing down towards this longer end. So I'd say this check's got another, oh, and water right there too. Yep. This check's got another 30 minutes or so. Anyways, what I was saying before is this this field used to be an old peach orchard years and years ago. And when we took it over, they had pulled out the old trees already, like I said earlier. And I'm guessing down by the roots of an old almond tree, when they pulled this place out, they dug up a big old pile of wire, which back in the day they used to use wire to tie the peach scaffolds with, and which, as you can imagine, is not good for alfalfa, because we get the rakes out here and we don't want to rake up that wire and get it in bales and have it be fed to animals. So we had to go through this field and be super vigilant for any other wire that we find. And we searched it quite a bit and ended up doing a pretty good job of getting it all. I don't think there's hardly anything out here now. We ended up not finding too much more, but that was one thing we had to be real cautious of when we started setting this field up. So anyways, well, when this water gets to the end here and is about ready to change, I'll pick it up then and show you guys how we change it. Talk to you later. Bye. All right, this water's at the end of this check now, so we're gonna go up and get it switched into the next one. So here's the levee right here. This check's done. This is the one the water's going into next. This check that it's in now has kind of two smaller gates in it. It's got a 12 and a 14 inch, and I can't quite get a full head of water out of 12 and a 14 without putting too much pressure on the pipe. You'll actually see up here it's kind of boiling over the top of the box, so I've actually gone ahead and already cracked the 14-inch valve into this check, so it's already been getting some water here ever since I put it in. This right here's that's the two valves down there. See the water kind of boiling out of. So I'm gonna go ahead and start opening this one. This one's a 24-inch gate here. WD on that one. Go up here. Get this is the little gate that I had cracked as pressure relief for those two right there. So I'll go ahead and just pull this lid all the way out now. Let it take a full head of water in this check. So even though this is a small gate here, since I got a 24-inch down there, I can take the full head in this check and I don't need to crack any other valves anywhere else to relieve any pressure. This is the only check here that I'm about to close that I have to do it in. Oh, now the fun part is putting the lid back in but still having water pressure. Let's see how this goes. I've actually gotten to be pretty darn good at it. It's now that I got to do it on camera. Probably not going to go good at all. So once you get the thread started by hand, then I go ahead and use this tool. Make it a little bit faster to close the gate. All right, there's one of them. Let's go do that other one. Here we go. Dropped a brand new camera right off the toolbox. Unbelievable. Get dirt off it here. Try to do something nice and smooth. Which never works out that way, does it? All right, so now this check's done, and you want to stop it before the water gets all the way up to the end, because it is going to have a little bit of push. This field, when you irrigate with valves like this, I just feel like you don't have the flow that you do with like the 24 I opened back there, or the 24s that I have on some other checks. So I usually let it get a little bit closer to the end than I would if I was using a lot bigger gate like that. But nonetheless, you don't want to flood it out. So now we got all the water in this check right here. That's the smaller gate. We'll back up. This is the bigger one, the 24. See the water starting to flow and fill this check up. So, you know, this check here will probably take about an hour and a half or so, and then I'll be all done. I didn't get any footage of when I first started yesterday, but I started yesterday at 1 in the afternoon, so gonna Took a few hours, went through the night here with it. Be done here in just a little bit. So all right, hey, thanks for watching. See you on the next video. If you liked it, like, comment, subscribe. If you guys have any other questions or ideas you'd like to see footage of or have answered, go ahead and leave them in the comments and I'll do the best I can to answer them. Thanks, bye.